Hello guys and gals, it is I the Monster, and today I want to talk about 8 feel-good games. What are feel-good games? Games that give you a big old boost of excitement. Lots of bright colors, big positive energy, just good smiles, good vibes the entire game. So please, before the video starts, can you like and subscribe? Because I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I know with your help, we can do it. So let's rock and roll. I'm going to start this video off with a bang. We're going to give it something that everybody knows and loves, and that is Kirby. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, to be precise, on the Nintendo Switch. And there's a Nintendo Switch 2 version out there now. This is such a fantastic platformer. Everybody can play it. Everybody can enjoy it. Amazing stages, music, the vibes. You go everywhere from like islands, broken cities, volcanoes. There's just a lot going on. Waterworld, the works, man. There's just a lot going on. Amazing new forms like the cars and the vending machine. There's the cone form, all kinds of the light bulb. It's just got a lot of fun vibes, a lot of good energy, and I think overall, like I said, anybody can play it, but also you can unlock all the stuff at the end and do all the hard stuff, and it gets crazy. All of a sudden, you're like, whoa, what game is this? So Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I had to throw this on the list, without a doubt. This next game I had to put on the list. It was one of the first games I thought about when I was putting this thing together, and that is Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series. So if you don't know, this was the remasters of the Klonoa 1 and 2 that came out a couple years ago from Bandai Namco. These were really sought after games for a long time. They finally put them out. This was actually back ordered when I wanted to get the English version. And again, these are just games. I really should have picked one game, but we're gonna cheat this one. These games just emit this energy, this feel good. You're playing the game, and even though it's a dark and serious story, there's these amazing stages and enemies, and you're picking them up and throwing them to some awesome jams. The game looks like some kind of a pastel drawing, both games really, and it's just like the entire game, you're like, even though the sad stuff's happening and it gets pretty deep, you're like, hell yeah, Klonoa, and you're rooting from the entire game. This is just one that I think more people need to check out. I always see videos where people are like, I have the Klonoa collection, but I haven't gone to it yet. And I'm like, dude, like, play it. Like, what are you doing? These are quick games. I think they're like 8 to 10 hours a piece or something, give or take. But yeah, banger games. Big, positive, feel-good energy, baby. Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series. I want to believe we're getting another Klonoa game. I want to believe it. There's a lot of weird stuff going on Bandai Namco's social media pages. So, Klonoa, check it out. This is probably the part of the list where you're like, is he going to just do a lot of platformers? And the answer is yes. Yes, I am. So we're going with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So this was the big PlayStation launch, Ratchet and Clank, PlayStation 5 launch, and this game still is one of the best looking, one of the best running games on the entire console, in my opinion. It uses the solid state drives to shove Ratchet and Clank through different portals and the other character that they introduced. Again, all of these Ratchet and Clank games are this positive, feel-good vibe I'm talking about. Bright colors, sometimes they have some dark tone stuff too. Just big-ass guns that you're shooting enemies with. You can turn everybody into sheep or dance, and you got your blaster, you got great platforming, great characters, great voice acting, a beautiful futuristic science fiction world story, and yes, you got pirates in there too. You got all kinds of stuff. These are just such awesome games. But I really thought Rift Apart really stood out, and it's a wonderful entry, a wonderful jump point, if you will, for anybody that wants to check out the Ratchet Clank games, but really like didn't play them all. I mean, there's a lot of them. So yeah, Ratchet Clank Rift Apart. I gotta give this a shout out. I really hope we don't wait too long for another Ratchet and Clank. And yeah, that's, Ratchet and Clank, baby. You can't go wrong with, if you got a PS5, dude, if you got a good gaming computer, like, you should really be checking this game out. It's awesome. Here's a game you were not expecting at all, and I can't even tell you how many times it took me to shoot this take. Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. Now I know what you're thinking, monster. It's got dark in the title, bro. What are we even talking about right now? Okay, so hear me out. This is a side spin-off shoot of Dragon Quest IV. You play as the bad guy, Zaro, I don't know how you say his damn name. I never played Dragon Quest IV, okay? And you're cursed, you can't fight your dad, you have daddy issues, you got the whole hierarchy and his family of bad guys, so you gotta use the monsters to fight. Okay, there's also some dark worlds in this. I'm not gonna debate that, there's dark themes. This game, though, it's a Dragon Quest game. All the monsters look amazing. The breeding system, amazing. Auto battles, lots of fun, lots of excitement, lots of good vibes, good feels. You know what I'm talking about? Feel good. There's just a lot of charming characters that surround Bizarro's existence. There's a lot going on. Great music. Again, some of the worlds are popping. Like, there's some real pastel. There's a dessert world that's like pastel looking. Really, really great stuff. When it came to the Switch, it wasn't running great. Then they patched it. It's running a lot better. And now I saw the Switch 2. I think it's a stable 30 FPS. If you want to play this game like immaculately, pick it up on the PC. I believe it's the first mainline Dragon Quest Monsters game on PC. 60 FPS, buttery smooth. I just want more people to check this out. This game goes on sale. $23, $25 pretty frequently. I really think it's worth checking out. It's a total sleeper, and it is worth your time, and there's well over, they're saying online, how long to beat says 30 to 40 hours. Dude, this game took me over 50, and that was me, like, playing this game non-stop. I actually had some time. So yeah, Dragon Quest Monsters or Dark Prince, do not sleep on this game. Also be careful going online, because there were dudes running like god monsters from Japan that were just steamrolling me. But so good, man. It's such a vibe. Good feels right here, baby. Good feels. Go check it out. Alright, now we're going to get the most obvious game that's on this list out and about, and that is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So I played this originally, and I beat it on the Nintendo Wii U. That's right, folks. Played it with the tablet and everything. I absolutely love this game. I think it's one of the best platformers ever made. It's not as hard as the first Donkey Kong Country Returns or whatever it was called, but it's still a very challenging and difficult game, just because these games are really hard in general. But man, oh man, you got the main three Kongs, and Cranky, of course. You've got the villain, oh man, with all the polar bear and all the different ice characters. This is such a banger. I just recently picked this up on the Switch for cheap. In another video I talked about it, Extravicon, and I just absolutely love this game. I really want people to check it out. Again, you can play it on the Switch. There's a Funky Kong mode now. And what hasn't been said about it? It's wonderful. I remember when I beat this game, I was up until like 3 in the morning. And yeah, I was raging so hard, but I was like, wow, look how beautiful, look how wonderful these stages look. The ice, just the nature, the music, the great music of the Donkey Kong Country series. Come on, bro. The characters are popping. I was like really vibing out with this game. And it put me, it was funny because I would get annoyed with some of the platforming, but I was like, damn, Donkey Kong rules, bro. Like Donkey Kong just slaps, bro. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Feel good games. Come on, guys. If you have a Nintendo console, you've never played a Donkey Kong game, like, I don't know what we're doing anymore. So, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Check them out. Hoo-ha. Alright, we're down to the final 3. This is where I start throwing curveballs. You guys ready? Here we go. Samba de Amigo for the Sega Dreamcast. So, hear me out. I don't expect anybody out there watching this to go and hunt down a copy of Samba de Amigo for the Dreamcast. I don't even know how much it costs. Let alone, I do not know how much those expensive Maraca controllers are. I was not able to get those. I was very lucky to get this 102 years ago. But I absolutely adore this game. I mean, you want to talk about a feel-good game? This is like the definition of feel-good, bro. A lot of games on the Dreamcast, really. But man, oh man, you're playing as Mingo, and you're just vibing out. You're shaking the maracas, or you're using your controller to all these different Latin jams, all these dance jams, bright colors, just so much. It's always a fiesta. It's such a good vibe, great music, and you're dancing and you're shimmying, and it gets challenging, man. It's not an easy game at all. I can only imagine playing these on harder difficulties, but Samba de Amigo has been re-released on different things. I think it's on the Wii. I know there's a new one that came out on the Switch that was kind of hit or miss. But look, in general, I just think Samba de Amigo, if you can find a way to play this game, it is absolutely wonderful. I said I have to talk about Samba de Amigo. I've never talked about it on the channel before, man. But man, I love this game, and I love the characters, and yeah, it's just wonderful. Again, I got a big-ass smile on my face. So yeah, Sonic Team at their best, in my opinion. This is one of the best things they've ever done. So yeah, Samba de Amigo. We need like a new one that's actually like legit. Like I don't know how they got off the track, but we need a feel good game like this again to hit Switch 2, heck, PlayStation, Xbox. Put it on everything, bro. Samba de Amigo. It's for the children. Okay, so this is the last platformer on the list, and I was like, okay, I could go the predictable route. I could give you what you want. But I said, we've already talked enough about some of those games. I said, it's time. We got to go to the heart. We got to go to the real ones. We got to go to the OGs. We got to go to the hardcore. You know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, we're putting on this list LittleBigPlanet 2. Where you at? So, I absolutely adore the Little Big Planet series. It's one of my favorite Sony franchises, PlayStation franchises of all time. Media Molecule, Chef's Kiss Baby. I have almost all the games in the series. I've beaten pretty much almost all of them. And I just think Little Big Planet 2, woohoo! Little Big Planet 2 is just a game that stands on its own. Little Big Planet 1 is memorable, but Little Big Planet 2 is like the game where you really saw them take off with this concept and really like improve it and hone in. So you play Sackboy, you're in this imaginative world where, you know, you have all these stages that are built of random stuff. It's like a very physicky kind of game, so everybody's moving around like crazy and dancing. You could go online, you could build your own stages, which is a whole crazy thing. They always get these interesting indie artists to jam out with you, and while you're playing, you're hearing them jam and just have a good time. There's just always a little bit of an overarching story with a bad guy, and there's always a narrator, and it's just such a vibe. Every time I'd ever played these games, whether I was in a good mood or a bad mood, these games always hit, and they also hit when you're drinking a little. Just putting that out there. But that was a long time ago. But I'm just saying, Little Big Planet 2, all these games, wonderful games. It's weird. I believe I lost my copy of Little Big Planet 2, or somebody stole it from me or something. So I actually got this copy at New York Comic Con, and I just remember I was having a really difficult time tracking this down. This one looks like a dog bit it a little bit, but yeah, Little Big Planet 2, man. If you have never had the ability to play these games, man, if you have a PS3, or if you got a young one and you got the PS3, you should really try to hunt these games down. I really, 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 really wish, if we're not going to get a new one of these, somebody out there, it's a shame because Sony got rid of Blue Point, but we really need a collection. I think a Little Big Planet collection with Little Big Planet Vita, please, would be wonderful. Little Big Planet Vita is incredible. It's got its own story. So yeah, Little Big Planet 2 Special Edition, I guess this one is. Amazing games, guys. Seriously, some of the best platformers ever made. And sometimes they're frustrating to play, but man, it's just the whole package. If you want to feel good, you want to come out smiling, this is the series to play. So Little Big Planet. Now, the last game is not like the best. This is not like a list of what's the best and worst of these feel-good games. But for me, this is the most personal one on the list. And I said it's time to finally talk about it on this channel because I have to live up to my name. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my last feel-good game on this list is Monster Rancher 4. Now, if you are a person out there that creates content and talks about JRPGs and you've been tattling around this game, time's up. Monster Rancher 4, in my opinion, is one of the best, if not the best game in the entire series. A lot of people say Monster Rancher 2 is from a gameplay standpoint, but Monster Rancher 4 took all of the best parts of 2, maybe not the gameplay, but the best parts of like the breeding and the monster creation and training, and enhanced it, and it's the best version of the series in my opinion. I got this for my birthday. The year it came out, and that was 102 years ago. What was that, 23 years ago. Yeah, Koei Tecmo. I'm really glad you keep bringing back Dead or Alive and other things. How about you bring back Monster Rancher, like a real one? And I love that, guys. This is like one of my favorite series of all time. One day we're gonna have to do a whole in-depth video about it. The monsters, the creation, the world, putting in discs and CDs. You have no idea how much of a big deal it was to make monsters, training them, putting them through tournaments, going to the villages, discovering the RPG stuff with the caverns and the dungeons. This was a vibe. The music, it was like this weird mix of cozy and comfy, but also exciting and dangerous. Monster Rancher had it all, bro. And I just feel like we really need to get back to this. See, in Monster Rancher 4, I do not know what this is going for. I don't think it's like overtly expensive, but it's definitely not going to be like super cheap. Look, PS2, if you got a PS2, check it out. Unfortunately, Monster Rancher 4 has not been re-released elsewhere. I'm sure you could play it through various means, wink wink. But yeah, Monster Rancher 4, I had to throw it on this list. Feel good game. This game made me so happy. Anytime I put this game in, anytime I played it, it hit me with all the vibes that I ever could have asked for. So yeah, Monster Rancher 4, check it out. Alright guys, that's it. These are my 8 feel-good games. In the comments below, will you please tell me, do you like any of these games? Do you disagree? What games make you feel good? It could be anything. Positive vibes, I don't know, bright colors, great gameplay, music, whatever it is that's making you feel good. Please sign off down below, let me know. And please like, subscribe, share, comment, ring that bell, do whatever you gotta do. I appreciate you all so much because I want to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. I know we can do it. And that's it, guys. Go out there, play some games that make you feel good, and have a great one. Peace!